It's been some time since we've seen the old Marty Supreme.
Yep.
We've gathered our thoughts, so I think we can reveal our scores. I'll go first. This is my score for Marty Supreme. Matt, what is yours?
This is going to be my score from Marty Supreme right here. Yep.
So I know you said you gave it a 3 at first. I remember you talked to me shortly after you got out of the theater. What made you bring it up?
I did originally give it a 3. And to be fair, 3 is not the worst score ever. It's not the best score ever. It's quite literally the definition of mid.
Well, that'd be 2.5, but
okay. I changed my mind a little bit, and that's because I did a little bit of research. And immediately coming out of the movie, my initial thought was that I just wasn't compelled by what the message the movie was trying to deliver.
I just feel like the movie wasn't trying to deliver that much of a message, though. People are reading so much into his characters, like he's such a bad person. Like,
well,
yeah, no shit, he's a bad person.
Anybody should be denying that. I think if anything, the message is the undeniable pursuit of a dream and a passion,
which
is
like some
by
Whiplash,
any means,
Black Swan.
even if it's terrible, even if you're scamming people, even if you're ditching the people that care about you, even if you're casting your friends aside, no matter what you're doing, just relentless pursuit of something that you feel like you must do because it's your dream. And obviously, at the end, that's cast aside with the whole meaning of the ending. I did a lot of research. I read a lot of reviews. I watched a lot of analysis videos because I wanted to educate myself before I just left it at a 3. Maybe there was something that I was missing or that I didn't understand. I felt like I understood it walking out of the theater and was pretty confident in my opinion that I really just didn't like the movie as much as other people. But after watching a couple more reviews and seeing some of the symbolism about Marty's character and his pursuit of playing ping pong, but then realization and crashing down to earth that, you know, his ambition and his hustle alone are not going to be enough to accomplish his dream, and his final realization of that in Japan when he does everything he possibly can to make it there, just to like lose and then win on not even any sort of national stage at this fake staged exhibition event, is kind of the antithesis of him realizing it's over. You know, like his final journey and his chase for greatness is almost like he's accepted, and that it's just not going to happen.
Dude, I feel like he got there though, like just a little bit.
He got there
for him. I feel like because like you can see it. One of the best displays of acting I've seen this year was when literally, boom, he scores that last point, and he like goes down on the ground on his knees, and you can see like the emotion just like wash over his face completely. Like he almost starts crying. I think that was a great moment.
Yes.
So I think like for his character, he did what he set out to do, but obviously it wasn't on that national stage. He actually didn't win anything, but I think he did what he wanted to at least.
I saw a really good analysis of this movie, and I'll explain it to you. This might be a little bit long. And it's a comparison between Endo, his rival, and Marty. Endo is like the paddle in ping pong, where he's unwavering, he's tempered, he respects the principles of ping pong and doesn't really care about the fame. That's not what he's in it for. He's in it for the self-gratitude and the respect for ping pong itself. And he ends up being a national hero in Japan as a result, which he could care less about.
It's literally like, I feel like it's literally like the lion. It's like that meme of the lion, like yelling at the monkey.
Insert.
Literally.
But then on the other side, Marty is the ball, where he cares so much about the gratification from others, and he needs everything to be on a big stage, and he needs to express himself in the most loud way possible. But the way that he's the ball is that he goes from success to tragedy and failure, to success to tragedy and failure, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Exactly. And the point in which he stops becoming that is at the end, when he finally realizes that it wasn't about that global stage. It wasn't about winning in front of everyone. It was about proving to himself that he in his own mind was the best. And that's,
I think that's what I was
scene where
kinda
he
just
melts
saying.
to the ground. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get to, is that scene kind of embodies that, but it wasn't always like that. He had to go a long way to reach the point of like, okay, I'm finally done with this shit. I don't care about this as much as I did.
He was always proving himself and like trying to be someone he wasn't.
Yes. And then the part at the end where he has the baby and he's like crying, I still think is a mediocre ending, but I understand the message a lot more now, where it's him fully coming back to reality and caring about something that is more grounded rather than up in the air and chaotic all the time.
Yeah, I think people that don't like the movie think that moment is like supposed to be this big turnaround, like, oh, he's a good person now. I disagree. I don't think he's a good person. I think that's just showing that it might be the start of something new
exactly
for his character.
Yes. Yeah. And I can agree with that. And at first I was one of those people that you were just talking about, where it's like, so he's a shitty person the whole movie, and now all of a sudden, because of a baby, he's just going to change.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it's supposed to be signifying, and I can recognize that. All in all, I think the reason why my score is what it is, I mean, explaining now why I increased it a little bit, but explaining why it still stays like a 3.5 instead of a 4.5 or a 5 like other people, is just simply because all of these themes and these messages that I'm explaining to you simply just didn't land that hard for me in the movie. I can understand them perfectly fine, and I think on certain levels they are well executed, not to mention the acting and the score were fantastic.
The score is so
We're fantastic,
wild,
and that's really what carried it for me.
What a year for scores, dude. Like Sinners, one battle, and then we have this. Like, god damn, 2025 scores, bro.
Got to keep it going.
Yeah.
Into the new year, we need to see the great score. I mean, we could talk all day about the Odyssey if we wanted to, but
oh my God,
I already know
dude.
That's gonna have a score.
Dude, this is like almost long form at this point, but like that prologue to the Odyssey, the score was like ramping up so much. It was like dun, 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 dun. I was like, holy fuck, nigga. It was so good, bro.
Oh, I didn't get to see it because it wasn't playing at a movie that I saw in theaters recently, which is a damn shame.
I think it's only Avatar.
It's only Avatar,
Yeah.
so that makes sense then.
Okay, so I gave Marty Supreme a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And I think because of this I just love how Josh Safdie just makes his movies. It's continuing on the Uncut Gems kind of vibe, style, and pace. I think the biggest thing about this movie is the pace. It's just paced so crazily. Everything's just boom, 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 boom. Marty's character is a great compliment to this pacing. He's like wild. He's like out of his mind, just on pursuit of this ping pong greatness. And that goes hand in hand with how this movie is made on the technical level and the side characters as well. I know we talked about this, I think literally yesterday, about how deep the side characters go and how good they are. Like the big dude and where he came from on like a casting level.
Yeah.
On like the Trey Young hate.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
His dad's balls or something. Like my dad's dick. Like what the fuck?
Crazy comment.
Yeah.
It's cool how he went about sourcing the cast for this movie.
Like Kevin O'Leary, one of the best performances, I don't want to say of the year, but an amazing performance.
Agreed.
The fucking vampire from the 1600s or whatever the fuck.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the fact that half of the cast are not actors is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Tyler, the creator, I thought
Also
gave a
did
pretty
a great
good performance.
job. I want to see him again.
Yeah. I hope he's in something else. I think that's the start of a promising acting career.
Fucking Abel Ferreira. I hope I'm saying that name right, but fucking, what does he do? He's like a director of movies. I saw like the King of New York movie with Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, yeah.
So he's the director of that movie. And now he's just acting in Marty Supreme.
Yeah. It's almost like a cameo at that point.
Yeah, literally.
It's crazy. Yeah, I really appreciated the casting. I think that's another thing that I had to consider in my rating. Yeah, overall, I mean, I think the best word I can give for this movie is like perplexing.
Yeah.
It's just like there's good and there's bad, and there were things that I was just like, meh. There was literally everything in this movie. There was a lot to consider when I was trying to rate it, which is why it took me a lot of time to land on the score that I did. But all in all, worth the watch. I have to say that.
Definitely.